Okay, now chia is super popular. I know you know this, but I'm going to show you one of the things I like to do with chia. So chia is actually a little seed that comes from a flowering plant in the mint family, which a lot of people don't know. And it's a brilliant source of fiber, and it also is a great source of omega-3 fats. And it has, I suppose, a relatively high percentage of protein for the fact that it's a seed, but at the end of the day, you need to acknowledge it's ultimately, high in carbohydrates, but good fibrous carbs and low in sugars. So definitely a good thing to add to your diet. It's got calcium, magnesium, iron, phosphorus. It is kind of like a powerhouse, a superfood, really. So chia pods or chia puddings are very popular. I'm going to show you how I make mine because it's super easy. And generally what I do is I make 2 or 3 different flavors and just pop them in the fridge, and I've got them to go for the next few mornings. I'm going to show you an option with protein. You can also leave the protein out if you like, and you can add fresh fruit, and then you could also add yogurt. Anyhow, here's the recipe. So we're going to go 3 tablespoons of black chia seeds, although any chia seeds you can get your hands on are fine. So 3 tablespoons. Now the little jar I'm using, I love to recycle and reuse, especially jars. This is actually a jar from my marinated goat's feta, which is kind of an obsession in my life. And they're kind of the perfect size for your breakfast chia pod. So any jar's fine, any Tupperware is fine too. You can just do it in a bowl. I'm going to do 1 tablespoon of sultanas, 1 tablespoon of desiccated coconut. A little bit of a secret ingredient in that one. It just totally adds a lot of yum flavor. We're going to add, I'm going to use a tablespoon today of the baking stevia, although in truth, when I make mine, I usually just use my stevia drops, liquid stevia drops. So that's going to be your sweetener. I know a lot of people will make their chia pods with dates, and sometimes I put dates in, but I'm showing you a nice low sugar option here. You can also leave out the sultanas if you're on Purify and you want to go really low on your sugars. If you put your stevia in and your chia, you could kind of go without any of that coconut. And you can also, I like raspberries in it, and I just kind of take, doesn't even have to be the nice whole ones, and just kind of crumble it. And it just adds a really nice little punch to it. So not too much, just a little dash of berries there, which, if you're on Purify for a lean mama, that's fine. And then what we're going to do is we're literally just going to fill to the top with some almond milk. If you wanted to, as I mentioned earlier, you could pop in your serving of protein powder. I'm a big fan of Easy Protein, which is your brown rice, biofermented, sprouted, organic protein source. So you can pop that in too. And then if I had another spoon, I'd give it a stir, but with that, I'll just use my measuring spoon. So giving it a stir, and you want to kind of periodically come back and give it a stir. Because what chia will do is it will absorb, much like a psyllium husk, it will just absorb that liquid, which is why, it's such a great source of fiber. Lid on, and into the fridge it goes. You need to leave it, ideally overnight, but certainly for a few hours. I've done mine with, fresh mango in it. Sometimes I will chop up, one of my favorite things actually is to chop up some fresh apple. It just gives it a bit more of a crisp because the texture of the chia pudding can be quite unusual if you've never tried it before. So the first time I tried the chia pudding, I was not a fan. I would definitely recommend though playing with it and finding the way that you like to eat it. So is it a little sweeter with more stevia? Is it with without sultanas? Is it with fresh mango? Is it with fresh grapes? Play with it. I'd love to hear also, the different combinations that you come up with because I like new and fresh ideas too. All right, into the fridge we go, and there's breakfast for tomorrow morning.